During the first fire, I assisted putting out the fire. Sure, why not? During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatagarasu that had appeared in Babala. I heard a scream coming from the next room over. I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. Very skeptical if the girl's Yatagarasu even exists. But I'm not lying. You can tell that I'm not lying because I'm in a Phoenix Wright game. And it wasn't when Agent Shih-na tried to arrest him. Yeah, it was a little weird the way he said that. He's like, I can't tell you that because you'll just say nuh-uh. You'll just find a reason why my explanation doesn't work. We can't have that. Rebuttal. We didn't even... Oh, no, okay. This is... Now is when we're cross-examining.
Hold it!
Were they? Oh, we're gonna have to use this someday too. The refilling pool. Water was pumped into the third floor via the windows. Using Little Thief.
Hold it!
Yeah, whenever I've pointed this out a few times over the course of the game. Anytime a Phoenix Wright game does this on a press, where he's like, I just want to make sure that what you said is what you're really saying. That's a dead giveaway. Usually. And then they, you know, switch it up on me. Okay. Alright. Is this where we're gonna present the revolving fireplace?
Objection!
Yes! Okay. I was a little worried. We got it, though. Being in the room next to him... Thank you for butting in again. Connects the office with the room next door? What about it? What? Nani? The fireplace in Mr. Cochin's office holds the exact same secret. Nante koto! The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Take damage. Not a hair out of place. She recovers so quickly. Straight into Agent Shih-na. I mean, it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu. Yeah! What is the meaning of this, Miles? Hit me with them laser beams. Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kay saw in the coat. Pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Cochin's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Shih-na. After that, came back around, the old loop around. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal? Dots and trembling. Oh, is she she is Callisto in disguise. Right? Maybe? Did Callisto have red eyes? That face. That laugh. Also that face. Her sprite, it's nearly identical. But has she been Shih-na the whole time, or is she just disguised as her right now? And the real Shih-na is, like, dead. What's wrong with you? So is this going to finish up this? Are we close to the end or no? Anime cliche number 741. let loose, then we can have a real battle of wits. It's been so long since I had this much fun. The spilled ink. Is it just this? The revolving fireplace wall. Do I just present the revolving fireplace wall? Because I hate that. I hate when you guys do this. Is it this? Ah, damn it. Oh, no, it was correct. Ha. Yeah, remove the... She takes off the stole and it, you know, freaking Naruto style. What's his name? Rock Lee style. She takes the stole off and drops it and it freaking dents the floor. Now I can use my true power. Ooh. Ah, it's so lazy though when the answer is just present the piece of evidence that we're talking about in the thing. Like I didn't have to figure anything out. Maybe somebody cleaned them up. Nobody would ever clean anything. Have you seen my apartment? Ba, ba, ba. Ah ha 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 ha. And just what is so funny? Ash as proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? Why wouldn't I? Let's hear your counter-argument. A counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Other than the fact that if I prove something here, you don't go to jail. This is all just a precursor to you being arrested in the first place. I have no idea what you're talking about. Doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. But I still have unused evidence. You can't do this. Oh, man. Oh, but the banger music is here. This must be the final blow. All you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. You can't really call that proof that the Tagarasu used the fireplace, now can you? Show me your answer with real evidence. We've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Cochin's office. There you have it. My counter-argument. Arnig! She's seen through to the fact that I've yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What? What is it, K? But I... Okay. Pull yourself together. Shikari Shiro. You are the true heir to the Itagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right, I will see this through to the end. So you go get her for Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. Shih-na. Tunnel. Show me you're someone I can trust. Shobuda. I'm ready whenever you are. slice.
Hold it.
I don't necessarily know what it is, so I'm gonna press on a bunch of things. You're not all that learned. Youch. Talk about rude. Watch what you say, pal. You can't really call that proof that the Tagarasi used the
Hold it.
Okay. Arng. I don't need to prove anything to you. Objection!
Hold it.
Okay, if you could please not steal my line. Sorry.
Hold it.
Fingerprints! I had the forensics team check that already. All they found were prints belonging to Ambassador Pellegrino and Mr. Cochin. Curses!
Hold it.
So Interpol has finished examining the entire Babalese embassy? Yes. The investigators who weren't allowed into Abalest were incredibly helpful. They were putting great efforts to search for any sign of the Atagarasu. What are you butting in for? Failed to notice the lack of ash in the office fireplace. Furthermore, you were the one who inspected the room next to Mr. Cochin's, right? I didn't notice the ash there in the fireplace of that room, and for that I am sorry. You don't need to apologize. As your boss, your mistakes are my mistakes. Sorry. What a great boss. Dots. Gray! Grey Wolves. Grey Wolves Gaming. It's good to see you. I did enjoy going back and watching some more of the Witness there, and it was really funny that like minutes after you were like, hey, you know, we have an exclamation point howl command, you know, Aroo, and the thing goes off, and then like the next puzzle that you get to had a wolf howl in it that was the answer to the puzzle. But you know, sound I feel like I kind of breezed through the sound puzzles, but I totally understand that there are a lot of things in that game that other people breezed through that I did not. The shadow branch thing, for one. The final puzzle there, it was like 4 streams. I would go and I would sit and stare at it for like 30 minutes, and then I would walk away, and I would come back and sit and stare at it for another 20 minutes, and I would go, well, I guess that's the end of the stream. I'll see you guys next time. And start it up, go over there, stare at it. Like, I should go back at some point and tally up just how much time I spent in front of that stupid puzzle before I went, oh, I get it. Alright, but we're still at the climax. We're at the climax of the entire story, I think, maybe. And I'm not 100% sure what we're going to present here, so I'm pressing on everything first. Way to be super hard on him in response. Am I really too strict on everyone? You didn't find anything in Mr. Cochin's office, right? That's right. We finished our investigation. Not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Cochin's office. Is this what I'm going to... Let's press and see what he says. The stupid sound puzzles. So you really didn't find anything. This is good. What did I just tell you? Whenever you press and they open up by saying, so, that thing you just said, are you saying it? Exclamation point. Although, as you already know, we did find the Itagarasu's key and the document detailing the smuggling operation. We still haven't found the blade that belongs to the Babali's knife handle. All men are brothers, and friends become family. My people are my family, and their families are my family too. It's a big family. Whoa, racial. Actually, I have any proof that the No, I haven't found any yet. What are we going to do? No need to worry. There's a loophole in her argument we can exploit first. The one in charge of the Babali's investigation was not Agent Wang, which means that with Agent Shih-na in charge, it's possible she may have tampered with the evidence. Piece of evidence we found. What piece of evidence you found? There's one thing I do know is someone tried to hide it from us. Dang it! Was it not the key? What did they not find? We haven't used the flowers yet. I don't get it. Maybe they wouldn't throw in red ha- No, we're not at the end of the case. We're not at the end of the case, because we have no idea what the hell these are going to have to do with anything. We found not a single suspicious thing. It's supposed to be like... But it's not unusual that the... No. Let's try it. Damn it. Alright. I was gonna say the fact that the ink had not burned up. It was just sitting on the desk closed. And the fact that it's related to the, oops. The fact that the ink is related to the counterfeiting. Oh, the wire. I don't know what this means. I have no idea what this means, but it's true. We did find something weird. We're finally, we're Phoenix Wright bluffing our way out of something. We're like, but there's this vital clue. This is decisive evidence. It's a piece of friggin' string I found on the ground. Like, I found a receipt for a donut. Maybe that'll help somehow. And what exactly is that supposed to mean? What about it? I'll tell you what, we found this. That's what. Inside the grandfather clock. But this wire wasn't all we found. We found one other very important thing. There's more? More than a wire? How could that be? Someone had burned counterfeit bills there. What in the... Ay-ya! That evidence was something you found through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Zanendista recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. We have the wire. The wire isn't a recreation. Or she's talking about the burning the money. Okay. She's talking about burning the money. I thought she was like, you found the wire due to a hologram. That means you can't Just use it. Did you find any counterfeit bills? No. There's nothing in that office. Nothing you could call evidence anyway. Pointing out that your investigation was incomplete. And this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into your time. Okay, whatever. Point out what part of my investigation is incomplete. The whole dang thing. No, okay. Is it not possible that the reason the person K was chasing chose the 3rd floor because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Agent Shih-na was only pretending to be investigating Yatagarasu. There's the point in investigating K. In that case, there is one location that no one has yet to inspect. Probably this room?
Take that.
The room you claimed to have examined. She's like, there's probably nothing there. Couldn't we have skipped all of this by saying, hey, we're gonna search that room? He's like, I'll be right back. I was like, why didn't you go do this while we were talking? You really think Shih-na's the Yatagarasu? Yes. I'm not gonna let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu. I'll kill her. And then you'll have a murder trial. What are you hoping he'll find? Some more coupons. I need a whole lot of those. An experiment. What? Oh, okay, that. He was in the room then. He's already gone in that room. Was there... Watch, there's gonna be something ridiculous in there. Like, oh, I found a dozen steel samurai spears, but I didn't think to mention them. Professor Portal stroking the beard, and people are on fire, apparently. Right on. We are just about done with this, I think. I keep saying that. His coat was covered in ash and Bobbolese ink. Who cares? His coat is worthless. I've found some things you really need to see, sir. Ooh. What are these things that you found? Makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes. Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room.
Hold it. Objection.
Let them look at your stuff, Shih-na. Whoa, this is a family stream. Let's put it all out in the open. This is a family stream. I can't get banned on Twitch. There's community guidelines now. Examine whatever you like. Are you doing this on purpose? Let us begin. The wrong one. I believe I'll examine her makeup. A very thin paintbrush. It's a lip brush. It's for putting on lipstick. Found something with a lot of weird powder inside, sir. It's foundation. There's nothing to get worked up over. let us move on. The wrong one. No, we'll go with the right one this time. The coat. Unbelievable! There's ink on the coat. And ashes. The Yatagarasu that Kei saw was wearing a coat. I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace. No, you have it all wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. I didn't realize the hem was that dirty. It was just some water mixed with soot. We'll just set the coat on fire and see if it burns green. Actually, we probably will, now that I think about it. It's the same pattern of dirt. What kind of forensics are these? Yeah, your words ring hollow, sir. Which I can. How? Me, sir. What did I do? You think you can do that? Of course I can. Freaking ink. Do they think I'm dumb? Bobbly's ink! Yeah, you told us about that. You spilled some ink on the back wall. Is she gonna take damage again? Ba-dum-bum-bum. You have no way of proving whether or not this is Bobbly's ink. Yes, I do. I'll set the coat on fire. Set the coat on fire tonight. I will wear the coat. Just look at me. I am trendy. That's how you're going to prove? Yes. If you could please cut a section of the dark stained area for me. I will show you here and now what the dark substance is. Sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to cut off a bit of your coat. I wasn't planning on wearing it in jail. That's a really large piece of the coat. You could have just cut off a small piece. It's the same color as the flames wet crystal oil produces, which means... Bum, bum, bum. She's still gonna get away. We're gonna have a whole freaking case 6, aren't we? Aren't we? Or should I say, Callisto, you? Does this look like the face of mercy? Callisto, you. I've never heard that name before in my life. Oh, really? And you have proof? The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of... Sorry, can't do it with a straight face. Congratulations to you for doing so, Edgeworth. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. How about if I hit you in the face with a washcloth and wash off your foundation and reveal your freckles? Is that what we're gonna do? You have something to prove she's Callisto you? I do. It's something that the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us these last 7 years. Oh, the perfume bottle. What? We have finally come to the end. Is it really the perfume bottle?
Take that!
This perfume, this will prove you to be Callisto you. It will? Okay. Oh, you have her fingerprints. Oh my god, are you kidding? I do not believe she preserved it that well. I heard from my father, Bern Faraday, that if stored under the right condition, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Citation needed. I don't know that I believe that. If you kept it in a freaking vacuum. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? Whoa! Is this our new waifu? I'm into that face. You know how I do.
It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. Ah, you're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth.
Callisto, you! So you've shown your true face at last.
This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than that time 7 years ago.
No, I'm not really gonna do that voice. That's silly. What is this music, by the way? This isn't final boss music. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man. Spy! A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. The woman who killed my father 7 years ago just gave up just like that because of a perfume bottle that was probably a total bluff. Yeah, I guess it's Callisto's theme. That's right, I'll confess to everything, even though really not a whole lot here would stand up in court, I don't think. Even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. What? This time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. Let's not have a case 6. Had you not used the Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might never have known who you were, but here you are being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Kay, don't! I'll never forgive you what you did to your father. I'm going to lightly jab you with my right jab. You really are just like him. Dead. No, she's not dead, though. Oh no! I need to use my evidence to disarm her. But what do I have that I could use? Of course, the passion flowers! They're large flowers that are in bloom. You despicable. Let go of me, you filthy Arng! You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, fortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu. But that's impossible. My father was the one who created Little Thief. Hey, Edgeworth. The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? Stutz. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Stutz! The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Wait, what was the third one? You finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu? Neither? What? The single person known as if they never existed. Oh, it was the two of them working together? Three special skill. Oh, was it 3 people working together? Skill number 1. Knows the exact location of the target object. And a lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Oh, and the third one was the guy that just died tonight. A good... Oh my god, way to use your logic. Only a prosecutor would know how to disarm security systems because they prosecute criminals. Doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind ever. Oh, he's the third member. Okay. Wait, who's the dead guy then? I'm starting to think maybe this is really the ending of the game. It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. Yeah! How the... let's reflect here. The gun was to Kay's head. He came up and put her in a whatever half quarter Nelson, and in the process he was shot in the leg. Gurk! You idiot! What were you thinking? Jumping in front of my gun like that. Oh, did he? Who shot him? It doesn't change the fact that she's my subordinate and therefore my family. Lang Shi says, "Don't think about it." Ha! I found something. What is this, sir? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. Blade up with this handle. This one?
Take that!
Don't all of the blades work with all of the handles? They're not specific. The only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Kochan's murder. Ha. You must be Mr. Kochan's killer. You killed him with the Alabastian... Freaking ragdolls onto the floor. She didn't even touch him. Allowed yourself to be spotted in a ridiculously risky move. Why do you... Was she going to kill her? Oh, she was going to capture her. Okay. I knew right away that you were Bern Faraday's daughter. That's how I found out you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. That incident. Shih-na. What was the catalyst behind it? What's that supposed to mean? Is this where we jump back in time? It's like I was sent back in time 7 years. He's like, it was for fun. I think setting things on fire is fun. Why start 2 fires? I can't tell you anything about the rain. Maybe this isn't the last chapter. I thought I should return them, and then she jabs them into her eyes. What? So we're actually not done. This is a roller coaster of emotions. I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with beauty or anything. This has become my personal case. I may have been shot somehow. I may have been shot in the most ludicrously convoluted way. But I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be. He doesn't look shot to me. The person who was giving her all these commands. FB. No. The real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty. It's not because they're going to be a clue in the upcoming case. They're just like the ones they were selling for the Jam and Ninja show. A bit of soil stuck in the ends of these sticks. The dawn of another day. Yeah, we haven't solved everything. The ringleader, the Yatagarasu... Oh, the ringleader of the smuggling ring that you, the Yatagarasu, were chasing after. The legend of the Yatagarasu is now over. bit of logic earlier. It was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Uncle Ben. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu. I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case files. He was the guy from the first case who broke into the office and... Okay, no, wait. He didn't kill the guy. We caught the person who killed the guy in the first case. There was somebody else who was in the office who held us at gunpoint and left with the files. Then that means Nani! Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's like I'm living in a video game. The KG8 incident. It was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the Yatagarasu, and vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate. We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then it was finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart, and Faraday, he died for it. But why? Wasn't she the victim of the victim? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past, and that's when... She was a phony. The victim of the KG8 CCU, she never had a sister. Of course, Calypso U spelled backwards is way completely made up. Way phony. Shih-na wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. Atsilak. Way Atsilak. She said it herself, I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page... What? That we stuck onto this page of the case file. Please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo that we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu, but why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. Cochin had on him at the time of the KG8 incident 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. Why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark on that smuggling ring. Three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. So they took over his logo. The real thieves were the copyright infringers the whole time. A little like a Metal Gear Solid villain. Yeah. My special power is that I can summon bees. And also I laugh a lot. Orders from your boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. It burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. Written in Babyliss ink. The fact that the card that Koshin was sent made it into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. Whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So it's what those white cards are. The great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. And one more thing. Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. It's a lollipop. What is this, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG-8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano. And he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. We forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. This video. Same video as the one Mr. Where did that video... I'm confused. Preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. He was to retrieve the video. He was instructed to sneak into your office, steal the trump card, that card was not the calling card of the Atagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. I would not have thought that this was going to turn into a devilishly intriguing plot like this. The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portman sought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Oh, that's right. He... I'm really confused about the tape, because I've forgotten too much about the first case. The one guy broke in there. The other guy came in and found him. He shot him. He took off. And then afterward, just as Edgeworth got there, Bad came in to grab the tape and one of the other files, and then threatened him with a gun and ran away. It's all very confusing. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is... Whether you use them or not is up to you. They will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. There's a spider, like, dangling. It's just behind my monitor. Gross. Ah! I lost him. Ah! Frickin'... Ah. That's gonna bug me. It's okay. We're right at the end of this. We're gonna end this and then I'll end the stream and then I'll leave. still on the lookout for the spider. It's time to lock up the last remaining... Oh, he's presenting himself for arrest. He only had 1 day to retire. Well, actually, no, he is retired now. He made it to retirement. Is this really the end of a legend? And now there's one more case. Oh no, this is still considered the same case. All right, but we are gonna end here so that I can go to work. Thank you everybody for stopping by. We will. I always want to promise like I'll stream tomorrow, but I do think I'll be able to stream tomorrow, and that we're, I guess, close to finishing this. Like I don't know if we still have all of the evidence. So it's still the same case. We just had like a minor climax in the case, and there's still, you know, a little more. Yeah, I'll probably try and play tomorrow.